welcome back to my psychology lab, and today we're going to be talking about secure attachment style, what that is, how you can achieve it, and how it develops. So stay tuned if you want to learn more about secure attachment styles. So, what is secure attachment style? Well, secure attachment style is characterized by a lot of different things, but some of the main ones are good emotional regulation, being trusting of others, emotional availability, good communication skills, being able to be flexible and compromise in a relationship, as well as not being too overly possessive or clingy in romantic relationships. So, how is secure attachment style developed? Well, secure attachment style is developed in childhood, and one of the most important things is the relationship between a caregiver and a child. As we know, it extremely impacts their attachment style in the future. Although attachment style can be impacted by a few other different things, the main thing is going to be that relationship between the caregiver and the child. So, a secure attachment is developed when there's a positive relationship between the caregiver and the child. So that means that the caregiver is able to meet all of their emotional and physical needs. That means that they can provide a stable home and a healthy environment for them to grow up in. So, how does having a secure attachment style impact your life? Well, having a secure attachment style actually improves your life in a lot of ways. So, first of all, a secure attachment style can help improve your romantic relationships, your relationships with family and friends, and your career, as well as your relationships with people at work. Having a secure attachment style means that you are able to build and maintain healthier friendships and relationships with others. So that can impact those areas in a lot of different ways. A secure attachment style also impacts yourself. So people with this secure attachment style often have higher self-esteem, more stress management, have better coping mechanisms, are able to have emotional regulation, as well as being more independent and having a better connection with others. Overall, a secure attachment style is really beneficial to your life, not only in creating relationships with others, but also having a good relationship with yourself and being able to manage your emotions and stress levels in lots of different ways. So now I'm going to be talking a little bit more in depth about how secure attachment style can actually impact your relationships and your romantic relationships. So secure attachment style is considered the most healthy attachment style. And that is because people with the secure attachment style are often able to create more long-lasting and healthy relationships with others. That is because people with secure attachment style have good emotional regulation, are emotionally available, and they're also comfortable with intimacy. Some other important characteristics that contribute to good relationships with a secure attachment are good communication skills, good conflict management, being able to trust easily, and being able to provide support to your partner in the relationship. All of these characteristics are able to improve your relationship and make a more stable, long-lasting, and healthy relationship between partners. All of these characteristics are super important in maintaining any relationship, like family, friends, or anyone in your life really. Resolving conflict and communication are super important in building relationships and keeping them. Being able to talk things over instead of ignoring each other or having an extreme fight, which is yelling, screaming, instead of actually communicating with each other, is super important in building healthy relationships and making them last. A secure attachment style can also benefit you in relationships because you are able to set boundaries and keep those boundaries. For example, someone with an anxious attachment style might not be able to keep those boundaries in place because they're too focused on the love and attention that they're receiving. So they're not able to stand strong and keep with their boundaries. So a secure attachment style is really beneficial in a lot of different ways in relationships. It's honestly just the best way to maintain secure and stable and healthy relationships in the future. So now I'm going to be talking a little bit more in depth about how secure attachment style can impact your career. So as we know, secure attachment style is super important in building positive and long-lasting relationships. This means that you can build more positive and more healthy relationships with coworkers and bosses. This is super important because having negative relationships with coworkers, and especially a boss, can negatively impact your work life. It can cause a hostile work environment, stress, or it can also cause you to not even want to go into work. So you have to be able to have these positive relationships to be able to ensure that you have a positive work life. This is also super important if you work in customer service, because being able to communicate effectively and have good conversation with customers is super important for ensuring that they have a good experience at where you're working. It's also super important just to ensure that you are giving your best work. Secure attachment style can also improve your work life because a lot of people with secure attachment style are good in leadership roles, work well with others, have good interpersonal skills, are able to respond to feedback well as being able to cope with stress and setbacks at work effectively. These are all super important traits to be able to have a healthy work life, as well as being able to maintain these positive relationships with others. A secure attachment style also helps maintaining a work-life balance, as someone is able to manage their stress effectively, as well as setting boundaries with coworkers and bosses if needed. This is why a secure attachment style is super important in your career and can positively impact it in a lot of different ways. So now I'm going to be talking a little bit about how you can develop a secure attachment style later on in adulthood. So usually your attachment style is developed in childhood, but you are able to change your attachment style in the future a few different ways. One of the main ways to change your attachment style would be talking to a professional like a therapist. A professional is able to identify what your attachment style is and give you feedback and some tricks and tips for you to be able to change your attachment style. Talking to a professional is probably one of the most ideal ways to learn your attachment style and change it, because they know a lot more and they're able to give you advice that you might not know yourself. But there are a few other ways that you can change your attachment style in adulthood. One of those is just being self-aware. Being self-aware is one of the only ways that you can change something about yourself. You have to be able to identify the problem and work towards being better. So being self-aware can be one of the number one things to help you change your attachment style. Also, building relationships with other people who have a secure attachment style so that you can learn those habits and also implement them on yourself can be super helpful to learning what attachment style you are and changing it. So to build a secure attachment style, you're going to need to use skills like open communication and emotional regulation. These are super important because being able to communicate with others and learning your attachment style and taking in that feedback is going to be one of the main things to how you can change it. It's also super important to try and build your self-esteem as well as setting healthy boundaries. Learning to set boundaries is also super important because in a lot of different attachment styles, setting boundaries is hard because they need that love and attention from the partner. And if that's not happening, then they might not be happy in the relationship. So they have difficulties setting boundaries. But being able to set boundaries is crucial to having a secure attachment. And when you are trying to build a secure attachment, just remember that it's not going to be overnight. Changing your attachment style is a big task, and it takes a toll on your mental health because you have to learn the things that you've done wrong in the past and your relationship patterns and try to fix those. So don't stress yourself out and don't spend too much time on it. Give yourself breaks and just go at your own pace. One other thing that can be super helpful in this process is just trying to reduce the amount of stressors around you and just trying to reduce your stress level in general, just so you can focus on this and put your energy towards changing your attachment style. So in conclusion, secure attachment style is one of the most healthy attachment styles and is super important in building long-lasting relationships. It can impact your life in a lot of positive ways, and you can also develop it in the future. So thanks for watching this video today, and I hope you learned a little bit about secure attachment styles. Thank you.